Have you ever wondered if you could climb Everest, or if it is something only for the mountaineering veterans? Well, wonder no more, as we have prepared a list of 7 things, which, if you pass, confirms that you can climb Everest, as early as tomorrow if you'd like. However, be aware that you'll have to pass all the 7 points mentioned here. The first on the list is mental strength and fortitude. Do you think you have it? Because to summit the world's tallest mountain, you have to be prepared to face some extreme conditions, including sub-zero temperatures of up to -60 degrees, high altitudes over 8,000 meters, and strong winds with speed as much as 150 miles per hour. The climb itself is no easy feat either. The summit is reached through a series of strenuous climbs and treacherous ice fields. There might be avalanches, snow leopards, dead bodies of previous climbers, and snowstorms which might get you separated from your team. If you're not mentally tough to keep pushing, you might perish in the snow. The next point on the list is sound physical condition. Climbers must be able to carry an average of 30 pounds or more, and be physically prepared to deal with grueling situations at high altitudes. This includes muscle strength, endurance, cardiovascular, and blood health. Once you start going higher up in altitude, your body senses your blood's low oxygen level, and triggers a response that increases the depth and rate of your breathing, which also increases your heart rate. The faster you go up, the more intense the response. For those who do not have a sound cardiovascular health, this might pose a serious problem. Also, people having genetic conditions like anemia where their body has less amount of iron and hemoglobin might not be best suited for high-altitude sport. This is because oxygen molecules bind to hemoglobin in your red blood cells and then blood circulation brings that oxygen to all cells in your body. And at the summit, which is 8,848 meters, the barometric pressure is only 36% of what it is at sea level, meaning, there's significantly less oxygen in the air. In such conditions, people who are already at a disadvantage might suffocate in minutes. However, making the same journey over a month or more allows your body to adapt to the changing environment, after which, you will be able to survive at the peak for hours. So, patience is definitely a trait you'd need to have. Do you have previous experience with alpine living and mountain climbing? Well, this is important, because above 1 year of mountain climbing experience is needed to climb Everest. It is extremely highly recommended to not take up Everest as your first mountaineering experience. Everest summit is going to demand everything from you. Think about it. Even if you've been to a mountain or 2 before, do you have experience using crampons on your mountaineering boots? What about an ice axe? Have you climbed up a mountain with an oxygen mask on? Camped in the snow at high altitude? Experienced altitude sickness? Or hike up for not hours but days and weeks? It will take some getting used to. Another thing that will take some getting used to is food outside of your home. If you are someone who doesn't do too well with outside food, sometimes it might just be the anxiety of eating out or sometimes maybe the oil, spices or other ingredients they use. Then you risk the possibility of getting diarrhea. And, as we all know, diarrhea equals loss of electrolytes, fatigue and severe dehydration, which will put you in a difficult position to further ascend up in your Everest expedition. Also, if you're going through tough times or you're just very used to drinking alcohol as a part of your daily routine, then it might not be the best idea to go up 8,000 meters in altitude. This is because drinking at high altitude exaggerates and enhances the dehydration climbers normally feel when they increase their elevation. Do you have difficulty keeping your eyes wide open in regular daylight? Do you have photophobia or cataracts? Well, if you do, then be careful because snow is highly reflective. On a sunny day, clean fresh snow can reflect up to 90% of UV radiation. This means that you can be exposed to almost a double dose of UV, directly from the sun and bouncing off snow-covered surfaces. This can be a problem when you are high up on Everest and all you can see around you is nothing but highly reflective snow. Well, you can wear polarized snow goggles to mediate this, but someone who normally doesn't do too well around bright light might have a pretty hard time going up the highly reflective snowy mountain for months. Lastly, the final point is if you can afford the expedition. Yes, money matters. The cost of Everest expedition ranges anywhere from $30,000 to $160,000 with the average hovering around $45,000. The cost depends on the type of guide, travel permits and insurance, supplies and gear. And if you are loaded enough, then you can make the Everest summit trip quite smooth by pretty much paying for everything. For instance, a personal climbing Sherpa will cost anywhere upwards of $5,000, while a Sherpa for loading and unloading starts at $3,000, and a Sherpa providing cooking services starts at $2,000. Money might not be able to buy you happiness, but it can certainly get you some Sherpas who'll take it upon them to get you to the Everest summit. So, do you think you can actually dare to climb Everest? Let us know in the comments section below. If you want to know more about other mountains and expeditions, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button.